there a director who you'd never say no to?
Well, yeah, but he's never asked me to be in anything. Christopher Nolan.
He's pretty good.
Drink up.
Alright guys, so I just got back home from watching the latest film by Christopher Nolan in IMAX, The Odyssey. It's my ticket, an IMAX, and now that I've finally seen it, I can't believe it, man. This was my most anticipated movie of the year for obvious reasons. If you guys don't know, Christopher Nolan is my favorite director of all time. And I've been excited as hell for this movie. I've been defending Christopher Nolan like crazy for the past 2 weeks, but now that I've seen it, I have to say, that it was amazing. It was amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my god. I am an unapologetic Christopher Nolan fanboy, glazer, whatever stupid buzzwords you want to give me. And as soon as the lights dimmed in the cinema, in the IMAX cinema, I was locked in, beginning to end, and, oh my gosh. I can't really whistle inside, but anyway. So, The Odyssey is about, it's about Odysseus and his journey back home from the Trojan War. Alright, and this is Christopher Nolan's version of this. I have to say, I am not intending to spoil anything in this. If I say something and you consider it a spoiler, I'm sorry, and I apologize, and I take responsibility for that. I don't think I'll be saying spoilers though. I have to tell you guys, I have not watched anyone's review of this. This is my own review. This is not influenced by watching anyone else's review at all. Okay, watching this, I'm recording this on my own. No influence or anything like that from anyone else's reviews. I did watch some out of the theater reactions though. Sort of reviews, even though I do have a lot of reviews kind of like that. But I wouldn't count that. So, I cannot glaze this movie enough. I want to see it again. The whole thing shot in IMAX entirely. Where do I begin? The scale, man. The scale of this thing, unbelievable. It's epic. I gotta say, even though I like Matt Damon and love Christopher Nolan, I never really, even though it was amazing, because I remember when I saw Interstellar in cinemas, my review from back then, you can watch that, by the way, back in 2014. I don't think I mentioned Matt Damon. I hope I didn't, because that was a big spoiler at the time. But if you don't know, Matt Damon was a huge surprise reveal at the time, and no one expected him to show up. That was a big surprise thing. He was in that. He was in Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's last movie before this. And here he finally takes center stage, the main character. And, wow, I never really felt much chemistry between Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon, to be honest. You know, even though it was cool to see him, and I liked Matt Damon. And I liked all of his roles. But here, Matt Damon was amazing as Odysseus. And I know I'm probably going to say, it's easy to say a lot of stuff when something's brand new. The Odyssey is very brand new. Heck, it hasn't even released in the US yet. So the Odyssey is brand new. Not the story, but Christopher Nolan's movie is brand new. And honestly, this might be my favorite role of Matt Damon ever. It was fantastic. I don't know, maybe he'll get the best actor. Not ooh, look at that. But Oscars next year. The score, I want that to win the Oscar for best musical score. Ludwig Göransson. That was, oh my god, the score was amazing, especially during like epic parts when the Trojan horse scene, when we see them inside the Trojan horse, their epic music's playing. The music's epic throughout, by the way. And there's some scary stuff too. The Cyclops bit, that was scary as hell. And I noticed we're in a new era, and I'm not trying to sound like Triple H, you know, when he's like, welcome to the new era. I'm not trying to sound like Triple H or anything, but we're in this new era of Christopher Nolan films where like his films probably from now on are gonna have, and this is awesome, and like major ensemble casts, like this one, of course, and Oppenheimer. And what both of them have in common, they have huge names everywhere you look. Even as background characters. There's this actor named Shiloh Fernandez. I know him from this movie called Return to Sender. That's like the only thing I know him from. And it said that he stars in this. He probably is in the background somewhere. I was actually actively looking for him. And obviously Return to Sender, that's like a 2015 movie, so maybe I genuinely like couldn't recognize him. Because it, you know, obviously age and all that. And that film came out in 2015. But Nick E. Tarabay, he played Asher in Spartacus, the Stars show, one of my favorite shows of all time, by the way. And he's in this for literally like 2 frames. I'm not even kidding. I noticed him in the background when I don't try to say any spoilers, but when Tom Holland's character boards a ship, I saw him in the background for like 2 seconds, 2 frames. So I noticed him. Anyone out there want to point out where Shiloh Fernandez is? Obviously this whole review is improvised. This movie thoughts, if you can't tell. I just want to keep showing this to the camera just to. I love having visual proof that I saw this film in cinemas and in IMAX too. But yeah, there was a lot of casting announcements and reveals, like a lot of like actors who seem to have been promoted a lot in the marketing, who really aren't in this movie as much as you might want them to. And there's actors who are in this movie a lot more than you would expect. Like I said, I don't know if this will be considered spoilers, but like, what's his name again? That guy from yesterday, the movie yesterday about the Beatles guy, Hamish Patel. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong. He might have like the 3rd most screen time in the whole film. I'm not even kidding. I'd say Tom Holland has the 2nd most, and then obviously Odysseus has the most screen time. What I loved about this movie is that, like, even though Odysseus is the main character, he is treated like a myth for, like, a lot of the characters. Because a lot of the movie is, like, talking about, is he ever going to come home? And all that stuff. And especially, like, in the first, like, half an hour. You don't see Odysseus too much in the first half an hour. But he is treated like a legend. And even throughout the whole thing, you still feel like he's a legend, even though you've been following him a lot and he is the main character. Very Nolan type of movie, too. A lot of scenes are like flashbacks out of order and stuff like that. The cast was fantastic. I'm just trying to look at my own Letterboxd review. Yep. That took the wind out of my sails for a bit. Sorry about that. But all the actors are fantastic. Robert Pattinson's in this a lot. Zendaya, even though she was the one actress I was super excited for in this movie, she's barely in this, man. Like, that, I can't say it disappointed me because I was so just into the movie itself that, you know, I trust Christopher Nolan regardless. And what I was talking about before, I kind of went off track about the new era of Christopher Nolan films. Oppenheimer and now this. It's where you have so many big names just everywhere you look, you know what I mean? You'll have, like how in Oppenheimer you had Rami Malek, who has less than 3 minutes of screen time in Oppenheimer. And even though he's a big name actor, he's barely in that movie, you know. Yeah, a lot of castings that you wouldn't think would have a lot of screen time, like also that guy who played Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton. He had a lot more screen time than I thought he would. Hamish Patel, like I said, he might have like the third most screen time out of the whole cast. But yeah, a lot of great characters, you know, great actors. I don't know what else to say, man. It's just, I'm so ecstatic about this movie. I want to see it again. All right, I want to see it again. I just loved every bit of this movie, man. Oh, and like I said, I've been defending Christopher Nolan from these idiots for weeks now. There are two people who I'll defend forever: Christopher Nolan and John Cena. Wearing John Cena's shirt right now. Those are like my two favorite celebrities, whatever period ever. And just to put it out there, my dream collaboration: John Cena and Christopher Nolan. Yeah. Also, this might be my favorite role that Tom Holland's ever done, even more than Spider-Man. He was awesome in this. Robert Pattinson was great. John Leguizamo, a lot more screen time than I thought he would have. He's fantastic in this. But these stupid things that shouldn't even be controversial. How dare, and I mean this, and I'm saying this sarcastically, oh my gosh, Christopher Nolan cast a black woman as Helen of Troy. The fact that that's bloody controversial. Lupita Nyong'o, she has like 70 seconds of screen time in the entire film. I'm not even kidding. She's barely in this. And it was good for what it was. And I wasn't as public with this back then, like 2022, 2021-ish. I did follow that right-wing train a lot. And then I started to shift after, even though I'm not an American, after Trump won the election in 2024. I still think, anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. But then, and then that's when I started to feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe I was wrong. And then I some of these accounts I still follow and enjoy. I'll say that. Might not necessarily agree with fully anymore. I don't think I ever fully agree. Even if I was still following them, I wouldn't have been on this. You're not going to stop me from seeing a Christopher Nolan movie. I don't care how woke or whatever it is. This is not a woke movie, man. Not at all. It's amazing. Oh, the fights are amazing. Epic as stuff throughout the whole thing. And that and the unnecessary hate that Elliot Page got throughout this movie. What has he ever done to hurt anybody? For real. And you know what? He was awesome in this. He actually was in this a little bit more than I expected him to. He's still not in a whole bunch, but he has like 10 minutes at most screen time in this. One of the first people who shows up like in the movie in order 2. I'm sorry, Aunt Locks, I know he kind of considers the order of who shows up a bit of a spoiler, I apologize. Elliot Page was awesome, man. Reunited for the first time with Chris Nolan since Inception. And you know what? Even though he has significantly less screen time in this than he did in Inception, he was fantastic in this. I love this role. He had way more. Sineon, I think that's his name. He's an awesome character. Loved him in this film. The hate is stupid. And like I said, I can't believe I used to follow that. You know, there's some right-wing stuff I still like somewhat agree with, but I'm definitely mostly, this isn't about that. Alright, if anyone felt alienated by the political stuff I brought up, I'm sorry. Okay, but there's really nothing to worry about. And Elliot Page is not playing Achilles. He was never playing Achilles. Alright, that was just a stupid rumor. Whoever started that crap that got all the unnecessary BS hate, transphobia, racism, transphobia for Elliot Page, and racism for Lupita Nyong'o. This film was epic. See it in IMAX. Do yourself a favor. See it in IMAX. For real. I loved it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm your boy Mark. Peace out. Have a good one. Much love.